If we can do it, you can do it.
That is the truth.
Good morning, beautiful people. Today is Monday, and we've got to talk about what we did this weekend. As you guys saw, we smoked a great big old ham, and we took it up to the Rhodes place, and we had a little get-together. It was really good. Pork turned out great. We have a few clips. We
like to be present.
We like to be present. Experiencing something through a camera, you just don't experience it the same. So we filmed a little bit. So here's some of the footage. I have a few shots of the pork. I may or may not have already been in here peeking at it. And I may or may not have had a sample. Oh, it's falling apart.
Don't drop it.
Okay, let's see. Moment of truth.
I think it's done.
All right, I hope the sound works. I think the microphone jack on this camera is breaking. We are here. We've made it. I came in here, I got so excited about the pork, I shredded it and forgot to film it. So I'm gonna bring the camera in here and film it. So Sunday we got up and it was like, man, that was really fun. Like, I enjoy smoking meat. Well, we have a bunch of like pork belly and I mean all sorts of bacon that needs to be smoked. It's cured, like it's ready to go. It just needs to be smoked and then sliced and then frozen.
Yeah.
So Sunday, all day long, I filled the entire smoker with
stuffed.
all the bacon that I still didn't fit it all in there.
No.
Got in the freezer and like there's still a few more chunks that need to go in there. I'll probably, once the smoker's empty, I'll
refill it.
Refill it and start over. So I'm gonna grab all the stuff, bring it in here. Hopefully it's cool enough I can slice it, but we'll see. It should be all right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go grab it. Yeah, we'll probably have to cool these down.
Okay.
Come there, one.
Okay, Tyler.
Yep. Okay.
Here's this big one right here. Ham hock. There's a lot of meat on those.
There is.
All right, we're gonna take these in and get them chilled down so they'll slice easier. They look delicious. That is a bunch of bacon. So I think one of the only problems with raising a breed like guinea hogs is they don't get that big very fast. They're slow growing. They're actually a lard pig. And so like, look at this slab of bacon right here. That's like over 2 inches
That's a lot
of just fat. We don't mind fatty bacon, but...
Well, here, I do want to talk about this. This is something that I think is just kind of part of like homesteading life and learning to live off the land and stuff. That's not going to go to waste. That's going to...
Not in this house.
No, I mean, it's going to render out as we cook it, and we use all that for our cooking. We use our bacon grease for cooking. And even if I, like, the trim and the bits that are going to come off the slicer that we're not going to, like, eat as bacon, I will put those in a pot and render them just like other lard, and we'll get smoky lard that way.
Which, surprisingly, is good to cook certain things in.
It is really good. So I will render this, and this makes it so I don't need like butter or olive oil for cooking. I use our rendered lard, so that saves a little bit of money in the long run for that too.
Kind of figuring out ways we can eliminate needing a grocery store. You know, what if something happened and we couldn't get the stuff that we usually get?
Right.
Well, if we're already cooking with animal fats that grew here, our supply chain just got a lot shorter.
Yep.
So that's kind of where we're at with it. All right, while those are chilling down, we are going to pack up the ham hocks.
Yes.
All right, while we wait for all of that bacon to cool down so we can slice it, I actually have a project I need to go work on. I get to make compost. I've been saving up manure, and I've got leaves in bags and cow bedding and stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of stuff that I've just been piling up because I haven't had a minute to make a compost pile. And then it's finally to the point I have to make a compost pile. So I'm going to go out there and do that. If you do anything interesting, film it.
I will, but I'm going to drink this cup of tea while it's hot.
I probably shouldn't even be talking because the baby's in there asleep down
Wake
for a
her
nap.
up before I'm done with this tea. I won't be mad.
All right, I'm going outside. All right, so kind of the main reason I need to get this compost pile going is because in this bed, this is where we grew corn and potatoes and pumpkins. That was what else we grew last year. This bed, I'm ready to start turning it over and getting it ready to plant in, but it's kind of been the place that I've stored a whole bunch of stuff. So this is bedding out of the barn from having the calf in there at night. So it's got a lot of hay, not enough manure in the hay to just wet it down and get it to compost. And then this is bedding from the brooder. So it's a bunch of sawdust and basically all the manure that we have harvested from the cow. On top of that, I have that first bin right there full of manure. I've noticed it's cold. I've got a thermometer in it and it's not doing anything. It's not composting and it's growing grass. I'm going to use this stuff and I'm going to build a compost pile. All right, so the more I've dug into this pile that's been sitting here a couple months, the manure, the more I'm starting to think that there's actually not enough nitrogen in it. I'm using leaves, dried dead leaves, so it's basically carbon. I'm using sawdust, which is very high carbon. It has to have a lot of nitrogen to get that stuff to break down. It's pine shavings, so chances are the pine shavings aren't really going to break down. They're really better for a compost pile that's going to sit for a very long time. So one of the things you can do is you can add a nitrogen source. And so today I'm going to use some fish poo. This is some stinky stuff, but I've added it to compost before and it will supercharge your compost. So it's really only like 4 or 5 ounces per bucket. So I've got my little cup that I found out in the dirt somewhere. It's like, hey, that'll be my fish poo cup. Nobody will ever use it for anything. So I'll put some fish poo in a bucket. I'll add water, and then as I go, I can add the fish poo water in my layers to really get it going. I'm gonna mix up a whole bucket, add it to what I've already got, and then I'll add the next bucket as we go. There's one. All right, I've got this one full. I've got all my leaves and everything mixed up. I'll probably get the boys to help with all that stuff. It'll go faster. I'm gonna go in here and see if our bacon is cold enough to slice. See what Meg's doing. I think we're getting on up towards lunchtime. Yep, it's about lunchtime. The smell in here is amazing. You are warming up some pork.
Yep.
Barbecue pork. You get to eat it again. Fresh mayo, your bread. I don't know what it is about barbecue day of. I don't really enjoy it. Maybe it's because I've smelled smoke all day long and it's like, I'm not even hungry for this. But I tell you, like the next day, oh my gosh. Stuff like pulled pork, brisket, it's even better. Those North Carolina trade winds are starting up. Lunch is over. We are going to slice some bacon.
Ooh, that's heavy. Oh yeah, that's good and cold.
This is exciting.
Bacon is always exciting.
We have had the conversation quite a few times now, how exciting and weird it is to be in this, like, way of life. I remember it wasn't very long ago that it was the first time I had ever cooked a whole chicken. Mm-hmm. And it was like kind of weird. It's like you defrost a whole chicken and then I spatchcocked it, and that's when you cut the spine out, and it was just kind of like, I don't know, I guess I was kind of heebie-jeebied out. It was just like, and now here it is. It's just like, yeah, we're making our own bacon.
Like, ain't no thing.
If we can do it, you can do it.
That is the truth.
She comes behind as I'm cutting, and she's making appropriate size, like, there's a breakfast, and there's another breakfast, and maybe there's BLTs this summer.
Right?
So,
oh, yes. I'm ready for tomato season.
We were sitting there potting up tomatoes yesterday, up potting, and it was like, I'm ready for tomato pie. I don't think it made it into a vlog last summer.
It didn't, but it will this year.
So we've never had tomato pie, and honestly, it sounds absolutely disgusting.
For those who don't know.
Think like chicken pot pie, kind of pie, not like apple pie.
No.
Yeah, it looks utterly disgusting. Like I will say that. Like it does not look like something you would ever want to eat.
You have to remember, he doesn't love tomatoes.
And the first bite of tomato pie I had, it was just like, oh my gosh, this is heaven. So we'll make sure we show that this summer.
And I could put bacon in it this year. Crumbled bacon.
Lots of bacon.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Short intermission because we have to let it cool down again, because we were just messing around and talking to the camera and stuff like that, and the bacon warmed up to where it's not wanting to cut real good. So back in the freezer, and we'll get it out in a little bit.
Yeah.
So, it is dinner time. It's looking like we're going to run out of time for bacon today, which is fine. We'll pick it up tomorrow. It's a lot of bacon. We are really having to keep it really cold to cut it good, so it's kind of slow going. It's all right. We should have planned better and got everything real cold way earlier. We are having carbonara with our bacon.
Typically you have it with pancetta, because I know someone's going to make a comment. But we have bacon, and I like bacon, so.
Pancetta is one of those, you know, kind of...
It's just non-smoked bacon.
Yeah, it's non-smoked bacon, but we like it with bacon. So this is just the way our house makes it, and everybody loves it. I think this is a good place to wrap up. We're going to have dinner and then finish out our night, do chores and all that good stuff, and we'll pick it up in the morning.
All right.
So I guess we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.